So we just had Xbox and Bethesda's massive showcase where they brought out pretty much every single game that's going to be coming out in the next 12 months. Now, a lot of people were skeptical about this show. They thought that Xbox should have expanded more of the months that they were going to talk about, aka not just the next year, but maybe the next 18 months to 2 years. And I'm going to go into every single game that I think is worth talking about, but also look at the future of Xbox and what they could do better, what they did great, and what was just flat out bad. So let's get into everything talking about. This is going to be my reaction about the whole game show, because to tell you the truth, I liked a lot of games, I didn't like some games, and some games I just thought shouldn't even be on this show. So let's just get into everything and what I think about the game show. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. Alright, so the first thing we have to talk about has to be Redfall. I'm just going to jump into the show really quick and talk about every single game that I saw and games that I found that were enjoyable. And the first one was Redfall. I know a lot of people didn't think this game was going to show out that well, but I have to say that you have egg on your face. This is one of my most anticipated games from Xbox, and it's the first game from Arcane Studio that is officially an open world co-op game. Now, there was a lot of rumors surrounding this game talking about it being more like a Back 4 Blood type of game, and people didn't think it was going to be all that great. But you know what? Last year I've always said they closed out the Xbox Bethesda showcase with this, and they have a lot of faith in it. And this year they opened up the show with it. Now, some people are a little skeptical about it, and they said the gameplay didn't show all that well, but for me it looked impressive as it ever could have. I mean, look at the co-op, look at the combat, the vampires looked cool, the world looked cool, and it looked massive. The amount of abilities, skill trees, and the world just looked impressive to me. So I'm having a lot of fun looking at this game. As I'm talking to you, I'm watching the gameplay so I can get a better feel of it, and I have to say that I'm impressed with the scale that they have going on with it. Everything about it just seems like high quality gaming. It's a AAA co-op experience, and like I've said before, any game that has co-op experiences in it that I get to play with my buddies, I'm all for it. Not to mention, it showed a lot of little secrets, different vampires, different skill sets, and of course, different dimensions you could go into, as you see here, with a bunch of different things that makes the world look different. It looks fun, and I can't wait to play it because you know what? Like I've said, it's one of my most anticipated games, and ever since last year, I'm excited to see it. After that, we saw Hollow Knight. Now, I know a lot of people love these games, and they can't wait to see Silksong come out. There's no release date, even though it says 2022, and this game was rumored to come day and date on Game Pass, and everybody was hyped. And now it's confirmed. It's coming day and date. I know people love this developer, and I'm going to jump into Hollow Knight. I've played it a little bit here and there, but after seeing all the hype around everybody talking about this game, I want to jump into this, get into it, and I'm looking forward to the side-scrolling aspect of it. Not to mention, it just looks like a lot of fun. Now a game that I was completely surprised on, which is High on Life. This game looks all kinds of wacky, and it's from the people that made Rick and Morty, which I have to say is one of the funniest, most creative, and zany comedy shows out there. I mean, look at this thing. All the creativity in this is just pouring and oozing with just crazy people making this game. I don't know what else to say. The guns talk to you, the little stabby McStab knife thing talks to you. Everything about this just looks insane and fun to play. Now, it's coming day and date to Game Pass, which is awesome. So we're going to get to play this in October of 2022. And I just got to say, man, look at this thing. It looks so creative, so different. And I'm going to be playing this day and date, day one. And I'm super excited. And it was one of the big surprises at the show for me. I didn't think I was going to get that surprised because I've been kind of paying attention to everything coming out. And sure, there was some hopes that other games are going to be out there. But this one was a pleasant surprise. And anyone that's not hyped for this, tell me why. I mean, it just looks so out there. And I just want to have fun with it. And that's exactly what we're going to do in October when this thing releases. After that, one of the big things that people talked about was the Riot Games, which is coming to Xbox Game Pass. Now, I know a lot of people that are on console don't think this is a big deal, but for me, this is massive. League of Legends is a game that I have hundreds of hours in. I've played a lot of Riot Games, and I have to say, I'm extremely surprised that this is happening. This might not be the sexiest little show that everybody's talking about, and they don't really care about Riot Games, but let me tell you, Xbox is expanding beyond the console. They're going to PC, they're going to mobile, they're going cloud gaming, they're trying to go everywhere. We saw that with the Samsung TV deal, and we're seeing that with them going hard on the PC market. And putting games like Valorant, League of Legends, and all the other games that they have on there from Riot Games into Game Pass and giving you a little bit of a leg up with getting all the heroes, is a huge play by Xbox. I know a lot of people don't like that. I know a lot of people don't care, but getting the 125 million active monthly users on there, you're going to get hundreds of thousands of subscribers to go to Game Pass just for League of Legends alone. And then you throw in Valorant, and not to mention, Riot Games is working on a massive MMO right now, and so that hasn't been shown yet, but I guarantee you this is a great relationship that's going to have a lot of impact on Xbox's PC market for years on end. And to tell you what, I'm excited for it because I am a PC gamer. I love playing on PC, and this game, especially League of Legends, is something that I play a lot of. So I'm looking forward to everything that's coming to Xbox through Riot Games, and I want to see where this partnership goes and how many more games they're going to get from Riot Games that can go onto PC's Game Pass. Now, after that, we have A Plague's Tale Requiem, which, my God, this game looks amazing. I don't know if anyone's ever played A Plague's Tale before, the first one, but I played that game, I think, about 2 years ago. It's from Focus Entertainment and Asobo Studio, and I have to say, that game was a lot of fun. I played through it completely, beat the game, thought it was a great experience, and after seeing this game, which is their sequel, I'm saying that they're stepping up the production quality an immense amount. I mean, look at this game. The animations, the combat, the brutality, everything about it, the environments, the rats, the graphics just looks completely next gen, and it looks so much better than the first game, and that is coming from somebody that enjoyed the first game. I had a lot of fun with it, but this one just looks way more adult, way more mature, and much grander in scale. You can tell that they took a lot of time and learned from the first game, and I think this is a studio that Xbox should really look into maybe joining their first party, because if the quality of game is anything to go by, you can tell that this studio is going to be around for a while, making some of the best games out there, and it's coming out in 2022, so we're going to be able to play this day and date on Game Pass through PC or Xbox, and man, does it look awesome. The animations, it kind of remind me of Naughty Dog, where they made a first game, everybody thought it was pretty good and could get expansive, but now they're really showing their creative freedom and their talent at the studio because they have the time to. And I'm all for it. Look at this brutality, the crossbow, all this stuff just looks like a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to this game, and it's one of my most anticipated games of 2022. Now we're going to go into a little bit of a phase that I kind of felt that it dragged on. And I know a lot of people are going to start yelling at me because they love Forza Motorsport, and I do have to say that it looks stunning. The Forza team in Turn 10 makes some of the best looking, if not the best looking racing game out there, and their tech in their games is insane. I get all that, and the most important thing to me is a lot of this tech and the engine that they're creating at Turn 10 is being used by Playground Games for Forza Horizon 5 and what you're going to see in Forza Horizon 6 probably in a few years. Not to mention, the Fable game is using the same engine. So that's the biggest takeaway. I'm not a big sim racer. I don't really care. I don't put that much time into motorsport games, and I can see the appeal to it. I know people love these games and racing games, but for me as a gamer, I'm not going to put a lot of time into it. I'm excited for it because of the tech behind it, but I'm more excited for the tech behind it because it's going to go into games that I'm looking forward to, like Fable and Forza Horizon 5. So after that, we had a few other games that came out. You know, they talked about Flight Simulator and they had some expansions, which is cool, but again, I'm not a big simulator fan. And then they went into Overwatch 2, but that's going to get a June 16th event showing, and they didn't go into detail with that. Sure, they showed a new hero and a couple other cool things that I enjoyed, but overall, I'm looking forward to a deep dive of Overwatch 2, and I want to see what the campaign is all about. Then they went into games like Elder Scrolls Online, High Isle, and Fallout 76, The Expeditions, and I didn't really care for those. Those are older games, and I don't really care for Fallout 76. And Elder Scrolls Online, I played for years, and I played it a bunch, and I moved on from it. But I do have to say that they brought up Ara, A History Untold, which is that project that is a strategy game. They didn't go into much detail. It was one of the few, and I have to say, few CGI trailers out there that got me excited. It's not coming to console, at least they didn't say that, and it's coming to PC, so we're looking forward to that. And, of course, the big showing in this whole kind of like slow build-up was Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels. I'm excited for this. I can't wait to play it. I think the Hot Wheels DLC for Forza 3 was the best DLC I've ever seen in some game, and I do have to say that, especially for Forza, it is a big selling point, and I'm glad it's coming out. It's coming out in July, so that's awesome. And then from there, they went into Ark 2, which they showed Vin Diesel. He grunted. We move on. Ark is not a game I really care about, so you know what? Whatever. We moved on from there. And then, of course, they went into Scorn, which looked absolutely weird. It looked brutal, funky, I don't know. I know a lot of people want to play this game, Scorn, but I'm not that big on it. I don't really care. And I think I'm going to check it out because it's dropping in Game Pass. I'll probably check it out on the PC. But overall, I don't really care. It looks kind of weird. You use like teeth and body parts and bones to make your gun and your bullets. And it just looks kind of weird. And I'm sure it might grab me and I might get into it. But overall, from what I've seen in the trailers, I don't really care for it. Then a big surprise came out. One of my first big surprises, which is Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn. Now, I know that's kind of out there, but this game to me looked extremely impressive. I was super into it. Like, look at the combat, look at everything, the axe. It just kind of reminded me of Forspoken with the flying around and the combat and the surprise, to be honest. I don't know. It's coming to Game Pass, and I know it's coming in 2023, but overall, this is one of my big third-party surprises that I didn't see coming at all. Nobody was talking about this game beforehand. Nobody was talking about anything that the studio was making, and now it's here at the Xbox Game Studio Showcase, and I have to say, it really impressed me. So I'm looking forward to this game. It's one of the few games that surprised me, and I'm excited to see what it's all about, and the gameplay showed out like crazy. And then we went into another game, Minecraft Legends, the new RTS that we were talking about in my previous video. This kind of leaked a couple days before the showcase, and I have to say, Minecraft Legends look awesome. It reminds me of Warcraft 3, where it is an RTS, but it's also an RPG, where you have heroes within your army that can gather information or gather some materials and make them stronger, and then they buff and help your units fight a little better on the battlefield. This looks kind of cool. I'm going to play it day one because I love RTSs, so I'm looking forward to Minecraft kind of expanding. I mean, they have everything. Minecraft Dungeons, now they have an RTS, and of course they have the regular Minecraft game, so they're kind of going all over the place. And then it got a little slow for me at the game show. They had Lightyear Frontier, which is a mech and you go around gathering things. I didn't really care for that. They have Gunfire Reborn, which again is a cool little co-op game, and I think it's a roguelike, and it's coming to Game Pass, so that looked cool. Then they had the last case of Benedict Fox, which I think looked pretty impressive. This is one of the smaller indie games that I'm going to play day one. It's coming to Game Pass, and I do have to say, it impressed me a lot. It looked fun, and it looked like a game that I would thoroughly enjoy. And then they stopped the show for As Dusk Falls, which I don't know why. The developer came on stage and they kind of made it sound like it's this big old game, and I don't know. It didn't really grab me when they showed it a year or two ago, and it doesn't grab me now. The whole showcase kind of slowed down at this point. Once this person came out and talked on stage and As Dusk Falls came out, I kind of started waning down. It was becoming a little weird, and the game show and everything that was happening really just killed the momentum. Because then they went to Naraka Blade Point, which is coming to Game Pass, and this is a Japanese BR, I guess, and it's 60 players fighting combat, and it didn't really interest me. Then they went into Grounded and its full release, which is a game that's been out for the last year and a half or so, and again, something I'm not excited for. Then they went into Erebon Shadows Legacy, which again is a cool game, but I don't know, didn't really interest me. I'm going to probably check it out. And then they went into the game that made me laugh the most, which is Pentiment, which is Project Pentiment, that was out there from Obsidian Entertainment. This game just looks funky. I don't really care for it at all. I think this could have been a game that they show at the Tuesday showing, but overall, I was just kind of out of it from this point. And then the show started picking up. This is where momentum was built, right when Diablo IV came out. And I have to say, this is, once the Activision Blizzard deal is going to go through, a first-party title from Xbox, and man, oh man, did this top the gameplay for me at the game show. I have to say, Diablo is one of my favorite franchises, Blizzard is one of my favorite developers, I love every single thing that they make, and Diablo 4 is no different. I'm looking forward to this game, especially after the downfall of Diablo Immortal. Yeah, the game is on mobile, yeah, some people played it, I played it on PC and my mobile phone, didn't like it all that much, but did Diablo 4 really just recover this franchise? It looks insane, and they bring out a lot of new features. It's an open world game now. You can tackle the story in any way you want. There's no linear way of going through it, aka going through acts. This game looks insane. They announced the Necromancer, which is usually reserved for DLCs. They have 5 classes now, and Rod Ferguson was on stage talking about it. It's coming out next year, and I guarantee you, once the deal with Activision Blizzard and Microsoft goes through, it's going to be in Game Pass. There's just no way around it. Every single game, just like Sarah Bond, just like Matt Booty said in that press release, they're going to try to bring out every single Blizzard and Activision game onto Game Pass as soon as possible. Diablo 4 is no different. They own the marketing rights. This is why it was on their stage, and this is going to go insanely well for them. I love Blizzard, and Diablo showed out like crazy. This game looks utterly different than Diablo 3. It looks more brutal, more realistic, and the graphics are insane. So I'm looking forward to this, and it's coming in the next 12 months. So get ready for that. It's one of my top games at the show. Tell me what you think about it. Are you excited for Diablo? Because I know I am. From there, they went into Sea of Thieves, which is funny. 30 million people have played this. I'm excited for it. I don't know why it was on the stage. This game's about 4 years old, and they didn't announce any big expansion like the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion they had last year. So I don't know why it was there. Maybe just to brag about the 30 million people playing it. But overall, I'm excited to see this game. It could have come on Tuesday. They didn't need to put it on the big show event, but who cares? Then they went into Ravenlock, which is another indie game that looked pretty interesting to me. Not something that blew me away, but overall, I think it looks fun. The game and mechanic and the art style looks fun, so I'm going to jump into that day one on Game Pass. And then they went into another one called Cocoon, which kind of looks trippy. It's like a ball, you go into different universes, and I had a lot of fun with that one. I enjoyed the gameplay. I think I'm going to play it pretty much day one. It just looks very interesting. It looks like a game that you chill by yourself, and you go through it, and you play it, and then you have a great experience, and then you uninstall it and move on. And then Phil Spencer came out, and he started talking about some Japanese games. They announced Persona, which doesn't do anything for me personally. I'm not a big JRPG fan, but the one game that surprised a lot of people and surprised me was the Wo Long Fallen Dynasty game. This is made by Team Ninja, and I have to say, this is a massive, massive signing for them because these are the people that made Nioh 1 and 2, games that people found to be their game of the year when they released, and a lot of people were even going off saying that they can't recommend Xbox because Nioh and that team isn't making games for Xbox. Well, Phil Spencer heard your concerns, went out there, signed a deal, and now they have a game from Nioh 2, and I think it's going to be exclusive to Xbox, or at least console launch exclusive, and it's going to be coming to PC Game Pass also, so I'm looking forward to this because I know people love Nioh 2 and Nioh 1, so I can't wait to see what Team Ninja can do, especially with Xbox backing them, and we're going to see this game in the next year. And then after that, of course, was the big daddy of them all, Starfield. Can I just say, Todd Howard came out and looked freaking awesome. The dude was clean cut. He was ready to go. He looked confident. He was excited to talk about Starfield. And let me tell you, he had every right to be. This game looks so ambitious. I mean, from everything creating your entire ship, to creating your own base, to flying in space, to exploring over 1,000 planets in 100 Milky Ways. This looks insane. The game looks way more ambitious than anything we've ever seen Xbox make, and it definitely is the biggest game that Bethesda has ever made. And this is coming from the people that made Skyrim, Fallout, not to mention Oblivion, one of the best games I've played of the 360 generation, and I do have to say that Skyrim is up there also. But Starfield looks like a game that they took their engine, revamped it, redid a bunch of stuff, and it looks insane. I can't wait to play this game. They went in extensively with it. They have a lot of faith in it. It's coming early next year. At least we think it's early next year. I think it's going to come out in the summer next year, a little later. I think they need as much time as they can because this game looks massive. They're going to need a lot of time to check out the bugs, check out everything in there, and not to mention, get it ready for launch. And they want this game to be the most played Bethesda game, or at least the most played game in history of Xbox. They're going to have this ready on the consoles, they're going to have this ready for the cloud, and they're definitely going to have it ready for the PC with mod support and a bunch of other things. This game has endless possibilities, especially with a community that's going to be feeding it content. I'm looking forward to it. Todd Howard seems confident in it, and of course, Xbox seems confident in it. And that's something I was saying since the beginning, and I've been saying this for months now. If they don't show Redfall and Starfield at the least, I'm going to be annoyed. Now, of course, there was an Avowed and a bunch of other games out there, but you know what? I'm glad they just showed Starfield and Redfall because those were supposed to release this year. And they also had some surprises, I do have to admit, and then not to mention, Diablo set it over the top. Diablo 4 is the best game I saw at the showcase. I know a lot of people think Starfield, but for me, it was Diablo. I'm probably going to put way more time into Diablo than I am any other game, and then Starfield right after that, and then Redfall. Not to mention all these other games that we were talking about, like Flintlock and a bunch of other ones that I just think look insane. A Plague's Tale and Silksong. There's so much stuff out there. If you didn't like anything that was shown at this gameplay event, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should look at other things. Maybe you should open up your horizons and play some different games. All I know is that as an Xbox gamer, a PC gamer, and of course, a gamer in general, there was a lot of games for me here, and I'm excited for the showcase. And honestly, I can't wait to see what Sony brings out. I can't wait to see what their showcase is going to show us. And I can't wait to see what God of War Ragnarok is going to do and what release date they have for that one. Because so far, the gaming news is going crazy, and it's all surrounding Xbox right now, and that's a good thing. So let's hope they continue this. Let's see what they do on Tuesday. I'm going to be reporting on what they say on Tuesday at their showing, which is another 90-minute show. I think they're going to go into a little bit more into Halo and a couple other things, maybe some expansions, hopefully the Forza 5 expansion and a couple other stuff. But overall, I think it's going to be developers talking, and that's usually where we get all the good little tidbits about games. I hope they talk about Diablo, I hope they talk about Starfield, and of course, Redfall. So let me know what you think about all of these. Were you excited for the game show? Did you like anything in there? What do you rate it? I give it about a 7.6 right now because I thought the gameplay showing was insane. I like that there wasn't a lot of cinematic trailers. I like that they focused on gameplay. I hope they do that every single year. But overall, it could be better. Like always, nothing is perfect. But let me know what you think about it. Did you think anything was great from it? Did you like Diablo 4? Did you like anything else that was shown? Do you think Starfield looked like the most ambitious game that we've ever seen? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing a lot of Chorus. I just beat that game. I got like over 700 achievement points on that. I've been playing Doom Eternal like crazy. I'm going through the DLC, The Ancient Gods Part 1. That game is extremely difficult. They took the regular game and upped the difficulty tenfold. I love the DLC. It's a lot of fun. I'm getting through it. I'm playing it on PC, and man, oh man, is it intense. But man, that game runs so smooth. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your Xbox Series X, your PC, or are you on your PS5 playing something? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for. It's Talk Games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.